Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to hopefully the last Cruze video. Now, as I said in the last video, I just picked up the front end parts from the paint shop. So the front end can go back together in this video, which is going to be great. You're going to get to see it all mainly complete, and I'm excited to see how this all turns out. Without further ado, I'm going to start ripping off this hood. There's actually new hood hinges I bought as well, and those got painted. The hood hinges have a little tab on them on the top of them that the top of the fender bolts to. So before I can even put fenders on, I really have to take the hood off, the hood hinges off, and put the new ones on. So I'm gonna probably strip down this hood, take off the parts that I need, scrap the rest, pull the hood hinges off, and then I can start fresh with new hood hinges, and then probably go right into fenders and assembling the cowl. So the old hood is off, old hood hinges are off, then I got the new hood hinges on. Pretty sure I got them on in the same spot the factory ones were sitting. They have a little bit of adjustment in them, so I got them pretty close, I think. The insulator, I took off the old hood, that's gonna get put onto this new one. And one thing, when you're test fitting these new panels with new paint, never hurts to put a little bit of masking tape on your edges, either on the door side or the fender side, don't matter. Just in case you do happen to touch one of the other panels together. It really sucked to put a chip in a freshly painted panel, so take that little bit of time, a little bit of tape down, give it that little bit of cushion just in case something happens. Same with these two clips that go into the fender, I have them taped up just to kind of help a little bit, even though where it'll be scratched, if these do scratch, it'll be hidden by the side skirt. But again, take a little bit more caution because it might help you in the end. So it was a quick recap. Both fenders are on, and then off camera, got the hood on. I got the cowl assembly all in here with the wipers back on, which is good because this windshield was getting really dirty and I had no windshield wipers to clean it off with. So glad that's all on there. Everything seems to be fitting really good, which is nice. I mean, I bought OEM parts, like none of this is aftermarket. That fender was originally on the car, and then the hood and the fender are from different cars, but still OEM parts. So glad everything fits. The real test is going to be once I get the front bumper on here, because that's an aftermarket part. So that is going to be a little bit interesting to see how that fits. Hopefully there's no issues, but I imagine I probably will have a little bit of issues. So from here, I will probably have to assemble the hood. I just left it bare. There's nothing in here yet. The insulation has to go in, the wiper nozzles, the clips and weather stripping around the edges all has to go back in. So that will go in next. And then as well as headlights, get the headlights fitted, and then make sure that like my side to side gaps are really good right now. Same with my back gaps there, but make sure my gaps around the headlights are good. And then from there, I can probably start assembling the front bumpers. So a lot of work to do, so I'm just gonna get to it. there you saw, I just got the bottom of the hood all assembled. So the washer nozzles are in and they spray on the windshield, as you can see. That all works good. Headlights are in and they actually seem to fit pretty good. Like I have decent gapping along the whole way. And even my fender gaps are actually really good. Like I'm quite impressed with how these gaps are turning out. Sometimes you get a rebuilt car and the gaps don't really work too well and you gotta slot holes and stuff, but these headlights actually fit not too bad. So the next thing, well, I'll put the horn on, make sure that works. And then after that, I just gotta pretty much assemble the front bumper. And hopefully, since the bumper's aftermarket, hopefully everything kind of fits together pretty good. So now the bumper's on, the inner fenders are in, wheels are back on, all that good stuff. The front end of this car is pretty much all back together now. I can't think of anything else that I missed out. These aftermarket grills fit in the aftermarket bumper, not bad. And then these lower pieces, the fog lights, the bezels, and this lower grill were actually OEM GM parts, and those actually fit in the bumper not bad as well. The side marker lights took a little bit of notching in the holes to get them to fit nice, but that wasn't too big of a deal. Now, when it came to actually mounting this bumper, it was a pretty tight fit. You can tell the difference between aftermarket and OEM. It was a bit of a struggle to get it in there. Like for example, over here, this kind of has to get pulled this way in order to clip it in and around like this. And that was a bit of a tight pull there. Like you can see I chipped a little bit of paint off right there in doing it. And it's kind of tight up against this headlight, but it's not a huge deal. I have decent fitment of the headlights still. Like all the gaps still look really good. I don't have a large overhang on my hood. Like it seems like it all should be. So it looks like everything's fitting decent and everything is all put back together now, which is great. All my lights work, which would be good. So all in all, this car is like 99% done. I still need to take it for final inspection and the alignment because I did the struts. So that will have to get done probably next week, and then it's gonna have all the paperwork done and it'll be ready to plated and ready to drive it. So really that's all there is. I would do kind of a cinematic of it, but the rest of the car is really dirty and then the front end's like super clean, so it kind of doesn't really look that good, but I'm gonna have to give this thing a really good wash, inside, outside, under the hood, everything, to get it up to my level of cleanliness, because I'm very picky like that. So if you watched all 5 videos of this series, I want to say thank you. I'm very grateful for that. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully maybe you learned something. Maybe you want to pick up a salvage car of your own. And now you know kind of what to watch for if you're in the market for a Chevy Cruze. You kind of know what goes wrong on these cars. That is going to be a wrap on this series and on this car. Might be a little bit more of this on the channel if I decide to modify it. I don't know, I might keep it, might sell it. We'll see what I do with it. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, be sure to like this video, be sure to comment. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next one.